Welcome to Maine, where clean water, farm-fresh ingredients, and the creativity of rugged souls combine to create beers known around the world. More than 100 breweries have opened in Maine in just the past 5 years, and so the opportunity for you to create a tailored adventure filled with great beer is around every corner. Hi, I'm Sean Sullivan, Executive Director of the Maine Brewers Guild. Wherever you find yourself and whatever your beer of choice, I hope you'll tune in each week to learn and explore Maine's beer and beverage scene. Cheers from Maine.
I'm Don Littlefield, General Manager of the Maine Brew Bus. When we started the Maine Brew Bus in 2012, there were 37 breweries in the entire state. Now we have over 150 breweries and a few dozen wineries and distilleries that have started up in that same time period. It's been an amazing growth to this industry. Hey everyone, come along with us on the first season of Cheers From Maine. Together we will learn about the people and the places that are making this industry thrive.
I'm Topher Mallory, co-founder of Split Rock Distilling and co-owner of Royal Rose Organic Syrups. I'm excited to be traveling Maine with Don and highlighting breweries, wineries, distilleries, and who knows what next. All of these businesses played a huge role in us being able to start what we have in Newcastle, Maine. Can't wait to check out behind the scenes with Cheers From Maine.
Hey everybody, and welcome to a virtual Cheers from Maine. We have our contributors standing by, Don and Topher, both very busy in different ways. Topher, let's start with you because you went from distilling spirits to hand sanitizer.
That's right. From vodka yesterday to World Health Organization's recipe for hand sanitizer today.
And how did that come about?
Well, there was some demand and a really big problem that we wanted to do our best to help with. Ned at New England Distilling, the president of the guild, started working with Maine. We started working with some of our local area hospitals, distillers, everyone pooled together in an email of all things. And we've been working there ever since, trying to make as much hand sanitizer as quickly as we can for the state of Maine.
So before this all happened, you didn't even really know what was in hand sanitizer, how you made it. So how do you make it?
So we're taking our high-end organic, that's certified organic alcohol, and we take it up to 190 proof in our vodka process. So those spirits are already ready to go. We dilute it down with 3 ingredients, which I didn't know were in hand sanitizer. Peroxide, which we're sourcing from Rennie's. Glycerol, which we're driving around Maine, buying from every co-op and pharmacy we can. And our alcohol, the last ingredient is just some boiled water. We take our RO water, boil it. Those 4 items make up our 80% alcohol hand sanitizer.
So you and Matt got the call and you've been hustling ever since.
Working around the clock. I left the distillery around 2 a.m. last night.
And how much are you expected to make? And again, it's all staying here in Maine, correct?
Yeah, we will try and make, I think, 1,000+ gallons a week. We'll see how we do on that.
Wow. Well, thank you, my friend, for all that you're doing to keep us safe. And Don, you've been also busy. Tell us what's going on in your world.
Well, our in-person bus-based tour company is not able to visit any breweries, wineries, and distilleries, so we have turned into a virtual tour company where participants can watch right on the internet and later at home through YouTube and listen as a podcast as we interview breweries, wineries, and distilleries around the state, finding out how they are responding and making plans to recover.
And you've got a lineup for us tonight. Who is going to be on the show and why?
Well, we wanted to stick with the theme and explore different angles statewide. So we're going to be talking with the folks at Outland Farm Brewing, which is in Pittsfield, at Lake St. George, and their sister company, Monhegan Brewing. That's a family connection that we're going to explore. And then finally, one of the largest breweries in the entire country, Allagash Brewing Company in Portland.
Okay, Don, we'll see you in a second. And Topher, wrapping things up, where can folks learn more about what you're doing and if they can support you or just follow along?
Absolutely. SplitRockDistilling.com if you are interested in buying or understanding the hand sanitizer process better, we have curbside pickup. Also, our social media out on Facebook and Instagram are great behind the scenes, and I would tell everybody, look at other distillers and brewers. There's a lot of great stories out there in social media.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. Don, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Hey everyone, on this episode of Cheers From Maine, we're first going to check in with Heather and Mike Holland of Outland Farm Brewery in Pittsfield. Let's start at the very beginning. How did Outland Farm Brewery become a thing in Pittsfield?
We originally wanted to tie in both of our passions. So my passion was obviously on the brewing side. I spent quite a bit of time manufacturing brew systems and still do to this day.
I have a degree in greenhouse management and landscape design. Started focusing on hops when he got into brewing.
Outland Farm Brewery became a brewery when we were looking to tie our two passions together.
Our farm is roughly 75 acres located in Pittsfield. About half of that is open fields, with the other half being woodlot. We have a 6-acre orchard with apples, peaches, pears, plums, nectarines, and some nut trees. And then since we moved there, we have added pastured poultry, forest-raised pork, turkeys. We've done a few beef cows, and mostly a lot of hay production as well.
So our brewery is a small 2-barrel brewery, very taproom focused to start. Basically, we want to just be able to grow organically. You know, the nice thing about being small is we can brew quite a diverse range of styles and not be too set on staples. But our general styles are going to be hoppy, session-style American beers, dark English-style ales, farmhouse-style saisons, and lagers.
Our downtown tap room is located about 5 minutes from the farm location. It's going to be able to offer our community a better year-round experience here downtown. We're located a block off of Main Street. We are expecting our capacity to be about 50 to 60 people.
Now let's talk about changes that have happened with your businesses as a result of the current crisis. So how have you been able to flex and to make changes to best help your community?
A big curveball here with everything that's going on right now. With the farm business, all of our wholesale clients, they have not been able to operate. And also our grocery stores are running out of product. Customers don't want to go to grocery stores. So we've seen a huge influx of the community that's looking for a local farm product and doesn't know how to get it. We have done delivery and local pickups. Some of these customers, I am delivering them directly on their doorstep. Our customers set up a pickup time, they order and pay online. And then when it's their time to pick up, there's a cooler designated for them. They pick up all their farm products and then they can go. They don't need to go into a store. They don't need to go in a building or even see a person face to face.
We are really excited to have people in our space once all this blows over, because we've been working our butts off. I think we signed our lease last July and didn't have any contractors that were available to even help us build this place out. So it's really been blood, sweat, and tears here for both of us to do almost everything that we were legally allowed to do in here ourselves. And that's something we're very proud of. And we can't wait to share this transformed space with everybody else. Cheers from Outland Farm.
And cheers from Maine.
Hi, I'm John Emerson. I own Bessie Motor Sales, and I moved back to Maine in 2012. Bessie's been in business for about 60 years. And the goal is just to make it, the hub for Western Maine. Yeah, it's pretty much family and Bessie at this point. 2 little girls, Hallie and Lily, and my wife. The one day a week I get off, it's spent with them, just enjoying, something around Maine. We could be happier.
I think when we started talking about coming up here was when John was really considering going back to the dealership. His grandfather was in the business, his dad was in the business. So I think it was really important for him to carry on that family tradition. He works hard, he loves what he does, and it really shows with his customers and how well his business is doing.
That's the only way a business lasts, right? You take care of the people who buy and service their vehicles with us, and we take care of the community. It goes hand in hand. Hi, I'm John Emerson, owner of Bessie Motors, and we hope to see you this winter.
I think having a hand in the local economy, and especially in Greater Portland, where I was born and raised, is a big part of what I do, especially with businesses that you can interact with, breweries, distilleries. It's your dream and it's your vision, but we kind of assist in building that. I think a large part of what we do is help people envision what their space could be. Walking into a business and seeing the community just really enjoying and what that business adds to the community, I think is just really fun.
I think that's the Wex way, we are a small group of really high-powered, very animated, very active group of people, which is what makes Wex so attractive. We are definitely play hard, definitely work hard, and trying to get that good balance is always the fun part. But we have a lot of fun.
Hi everyone, welcome to Print Salon in Falmouth.
Hey everybody, Cheers from my home. Erin and Baxter here, and we are continuing our Cheers from Home series brought to you by the Maine Spirits app. If you haven't downloaded the Maine Spirits app, go ahead and do so that you can follow along with a new feature that I'm going to share with you. So as we are practicing social distancing, fortunately this does not include doggies, I wanted to show you the Create a Cocktail feature where you can literally browse dozens of fun and unique recipes using ingredients right from your refrigerator or cabinet, so you don't have to leave home. I chose my popular spirit as tequila, and fortunately I have some of the more popular ingredients, which include cucumber, club soda, and lime juice. So when you click on Find a Recipe, Baxter knows he's getting a frosty paw. When you click on Find a Recipe, it will bring up dozens of choices. I chose the Yoda Rita, which called for agave nectar, but I just substituted that with simple syrup. So here I have my Yoda Rita, courtesy of the Maine Spirits app. Baxter is going to get his frosty paw, and we have a 4 o'clock virtual happy hour date with all of our girlfriends. So during this transitional time, I encourage you to have some fun with the ingredients and spirits that you have right from your home. Thank you to the Maine Spirits app. Cheers, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Live people, I'm Ashley with David of David's Restaurants, and we're in quarantine, so we're gonna make some dinner again. So, dude, what are you gonna make me tonight?
Oh, you know what? Quarantine's fun because we are, like everybody else, 2 weeks in. We're deep in the tank. I was lucky. I had some shrimp, and I got a little garlic and some herbs in there, and I got some Maine beer. And I'm gonna make some cheesy grits, and I'm just saying that, the fact of the matter is everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's just trying to not be part of the problem, so we're trying not to go out, cooking from what we got. Anyway, so this is kind of fun. I got these shrimp over here. I got a bunch of vegetables. I'm going to cook with that. All right, I'm just going to pour these over here, and then I'm going to make these cheesy grits. All right, let's see. That's good. All right, so this is a little broth right here, and a little vegetable broth, and this is a little cornmeal, because I don't know if people know, but you can make grits or polenta out of cornmeal. So all I did was bring that broth to a little boil, and it's super easy. It's going to be done in the time it takes to cook these shrimp. Because this whole thing, you don't want to wash a lot of dishes while you're in quarantine. I'm just not. No. All right, so here we got this. So look at this. I got a little local Maine beer right here, because talking about Maine beer and spirits. And I got a little lemon. I'm lucky that I still got some citrus juice hanging around. This is actually gonna be pretty good. Oh, look at this. All right, so I got some grits over here. I got a little cheddar right here, and the cheesy grits. It's actually gonna be pretty good. Oh, then I got these smoothies right here. That looks like a pretty good meal.
When do you know when the shrimp is done?
Well, the shrimp is done when you can see there's no more like little opaque part. And you can see my sauce is right in there. It's just a little butter, olive oil, some garlic. I had some red pepper flakes. And I was lucky, I had a little bit of parsley left and some lemon juice. So, you know, I'll be done in a minute. I got this right here. Oh, look at that. Cheesy grits. We're going to put these over here, and then I'm going to put the shrimp on there.
All right.
You know, there's 3 of us, but we're going to eat for 5. I'm just saying because. So a little Maine beer, shrimp scampi, looks pretty good, a little cheese. Stay in, be quarantined, flatten the curve. Thanks, Maine life people.
Lake St. George Brewing opened 3 years ago. We came together as a family and really wanted to and felt like it was the right time to reopen a brewery that my dad started 25 plus years ago.
At the time, we built a 7-barrel system in Liberty in the back of my house. I think we were brewery number 6, something like that. It was a lot of fun, a lot of work, and it required an awful lot of legwork on our part to get it going, just because the availability of equipment wasn't what it is today.
My sister and brother-in-law, Matt and Mary Weber, started talking about possibly wanting to open a small brewery on their small island. And now 7 years in, 8 years in, yes. It's a phenomenal success. We all love beer and have spent a lot of time tasting beer and getting to know it and enjoying it. But my sister and I never made beer. It was just something our dad did out in the sunroom or in the basement. It wasn't anything we had tried up until then. And the most meaningful part of it being bringing my father's whole career full circle. So opening a brewery in the place where it started 25 years ago and getting to run it together as a family was our main objective. So our space at Lake St. George Brewing is a barn that has been completely remodeled. Actually, the owner previous to us did that.
It's a lot of fun to brew here. It's a nice steam-fired system. We go through a 15-barrel brew in 6.5 hours, usually. It's a dream for me to run this system, and it makes good quality beer. You have to be a lifelong learner. You can't just mix up a batch of beer and say, that's really good, and make a name for yourself. You've got to be sticking your neck out all the time, trying to get bigger and better, faster, stronger, so to speak.
And he lives that. He's a lifelong learner when it comes to beer, for sure. We found ourselves 2 weeks ago having to make a big shift and figure out how we were going to continue on, how we were going to continue to support my brother-in-law, Matt, so that his lobstering business could finish strong for the season. And so we just started throwing ideas out there. People call us, they place their order, we let them know the day when the delivery will be of lobsters. The first day we did it, we were sold out. You know, thankfully the community really turned out to support what we were trying to accomplish, which was really just to keep these businesses that we love operating going. And sometimes that means adapting on the fly and really doing what's best in the moment, even though it can be exhausting and tedious.
Yeah.
Our favorite part about this brewery and this tap room is the community that comes and assembles. And so they're missing it, and we are too. We're very proud of the way that the community has supported us during this time. If I could have a beer with anybody, I think it would be Michelle Obama. She's just fierce and classy and, you know, has overcome and persevered, and those are things that I would just really want to dig deeper into.
Steve McQueen, because he's cool.
Let's check in with Maine's largest brewery, Allagash Brewing Company in Portland, to see how they're changing and adapting in their 25th year of operation.
Allagash is 25 years old this year. We are still in the same location we started in 25 years ago. Rob Todd is our founder and owner. We had a slow start back in the day and have grown to be one of the 50 largest craft brewers in the country. This year we became the largest brewer in Maine, doing about 100,000 barrels this year. So we're really excited about that. We started out with a 4-phase plan when we heard the very first inklings of what was going on with COVID, of kind of, first we had a plan to just use some compostables and, have our staff wash their hands and on to this phase 4, which at the time sounded unthinkable of we would close the tasting room. It was really difficult. We didn't know, and we were just kind of going with our guts. And at the end of the day, it felt in our gut like keeping people safe rose above everything else. Yes, so we launched Allagash on the fly. We launched the curbside delivery. We have a little tent out in front of the tasting room and people ordering online, picking their beer up, now not getting out of their cars, completely touchless, able to pick up our beers. Maybe it was a week later, we launched the delivery service. Now, these few weeks later, we're still refining all of that and still trying to, can we deliver further? What else could we deliver to people with their beer? Adding merchandise, could we do kegs for pickup? Just trying to every day evolve this and make it better, more efficient, better for our customers. We are donating beer over to our friends at New England Distilling so they can make hand sanitizer out of it. We did have some N95 masks in our warehouse that we use for various things in the lab, and we gave all of those to Maine Med. I think like everybody, we're just looking for anything we can do to give back or to help, because I think we all feel pretty helpless. And those little things, even though they are all small, are hopefully making the tiniest bit of difference. And we'll continue to search for those and to do everything we can in our community. Our staff's roles, some of them have changed quite a bit over the last few weeks. Some haven't changed at all. Some folks on our team are busier than ever with their regular jobs, like our maintenance and engineering teams are just working overtime. Other departments are very suddenly and very significantly changed. Different roles, new roles, learning things like driving for the company or, pickup, and the team is really banding together, I think, and just willing to do anything that's asked of them to succeed. Yes, so we have had to change our production quite a bit in response to the changing model out there in the world. As you all know, our draft beer business pretty much evaporated, and we are a draft heavy brewery. We do about 70% more in draft, so that was gone overnight. The best way that our fans can and consumers can support us now is, I think, just continuing to buy our beer wherever they're able to do so. Obviously, if they're local, through us, but anywhere you can buy packaged beer, just buy a couple Allagash Whites and enjoy them with whoever you're quarantining with, and hopefully it'll bring a little joy and a little happiness wherever you are. I think Allagash as a leader in the community, we are trying to do as much as we can for the community itself. As I mentioned, just finding all the little ways that anything we can give, anyone we can help, any ways we can bring people together and try to maintain a little bit of normalcy through this and give people a little peace of mind, a little bit of comfort. Even, if you watch our social media, even if it's just a glimpse of a beautiful Maine coast, and just kind of say like, hey, nature's still there, Maine is still here, and we'll get back to it. And we don't know when, but we'll get there and we'll have a Allagash White together in that spot whenever that time comes.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Cheers from Maine. In these times, as a distiller, we thrive off of everybody looking at what we're doing and supporting us, even if it is just virtually. This energy helps us day to day. Let's all just try and take care of one another and keep our spirits as high as possible.
No pun intended.
It feels good to laugh right now. Thank you.
Well, there's no better time than now to support your local businesses of all shapes and sizes. So get out there, find ways to support the fabric of what makes your local area so special.
Thank you, Don. Thank you, Topher. Thank you all for watching. You can follow all of our content as well, mainlifemedia.com and Cheers From Maine on our Instagram page. Stay happy and healthy, everyone. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Cheers From Maine, a virtual, no.
thank you everybody for tuning in to Cheers from Maine. Speaking for myself, I was like, are we really recording right now? It made me laugh, which felt really good.